Good morning. Welcome. Welcome once again to Presence of Light with Charlie Riverman Bergeron. It's always a joy and a pleasure to be here with each of you, knowing that um, each Friday I've been doing this for many years. And some days um, I wake up with nothing to say. And shortly after awakening, the messages that come to our one word will trigger something that I write about. And it's become such a joy for me to do this that um, even though I can't show up earlier, I know that when I send these messages out to the world, they're not just from me, they're from my higher self. And last week we talked about our multidimensional selves. And all of that is part of who we are. It's not a story that is a fantasy or it's not an illusion. And the more you tap into that self being, the quicker you'll start to see synchronicities. And synchronicities are those moments, those aha moments that uh, you think of something and it happens. And that's because what we've done is we've come to a place where there's nothing in between our thinking and it occurring. The space and time has collapsed. So today's talk is about transformational presence. And it's funny how one word will start the conversation, and the word was transforming. And today on May 5th, 5/5, we have gateways, we have eclipses, we have holidays, Wesak, the Day of the Dead for the Mexican people. All of these things are aligned around the world, even though they may have a different theme or a different purpose. What's amazing is that this day is honored around the world in many different ways. Sometimes they've changed the dates because of their other teachings, but the reality is this point in the circle of Earth is a very powerful moment. And what it really represents is the power within us, the power that we are, the sovereign power that we are. Margaret, good morning. Happy full moon, eclipse, sunshine. Bless you with all of it, dear. All of this is just so, in many ways, it's exciting if we allow all of our fears and all of our scattered information to reside and rest. Put it on the shelf. Just clean house in the brain. And come in alignment with Mother Earth, the moon, the sun, the stars. This is who we are. This is what we've always been. All the stories that we've been told about who we are and what we are, most of them have been designed in order to control us, to make us follow a certain pattern that somebody thought was best for us or best for them. Either way, what we're doing is we're not making our own decisions. And when we have that ability taken away, we become angry, we become frustrated, we become judgmental. It's a natural process. There's nothing that we can say, oh, well, we claim it's evil. Well, we've done that. What is evil? The word evil is the word live backwards. I'm sorry. That's how simple I look at it. Which way am I going to live? Which way am I going to move? Am I going to move forward? Am I going to go backward? The backward is always there. It always rushes forward when we are open, when our hearts are open, our minds are open, when the stars are open. All of that stuff comes forward. The intention of that really is so we can get rid of it. It's time to take out the trash. None of this is in my show notes. I'm just rambling on as I usually do. But we need to take out the trash in our mind and just put it on the street and let the garbage people take it, whoever they are. This is what today brought to me: transformational presence. I'm going to take a breath here. Because as I wrote the show notes, my energy kept rising and rising and rising. And it was so good to be able to put into words something that I've been thinking about for a long time, not just this day. And so, as I begin, I want to say that transformation appears in many cultures and sacred teachings. They talk about it endlessly in different forms and manners. And presence is also talked about, but it's basically just showing up. Just showing up. When you wake up in the morning, you are showing up. You are physically, emotionally, chemically, electronically, whatever you want, present in this planetary grid. Now, what you feel personally is what your brain is interpreting. It's receiving the signals of energy from your physical body, transmitting it into electromagnetic fields, and working with the brain, and you're going to get an outcome of what we call emotions, which is basically energy in motion. So it's sort of my guide just saying, so if you like heavy metal music, well, bless you, and you like that. But if you don't like it, you certainly know you don't like it. And the reality is, if you continually put yourself in a place where you don't like heavy metal and that's all they play, then you're going to be frustrated, wanting to escape. It's very similar what we go through every day in life. We may be in a relationship that is not healthy. We may be in a job position we're not ready. We wanted to be this and we became that, and we lost our incentive, etc. All of these things play out in our life. So this is what transformational presence for me is we can change that. We can transform ourselves to align with our true self, whatever that is. I can't tell you what it is. That's our job to figure out within ourselves. And I've mentioned it before of a little thing. Put down 2 pieces of paper on a wall and write down what you like. When you like something, write it. When you don't like something, write it on the next one. And don't think about it anymore. Just write it down and go back in 2 weeks or a month and see what you've written. You'll have a better idea of what you like and what you don't like. Because in the moment of you being triggered of, I don't like this, you wrote it. You can do it on your computer as well. I just like the physical effort of energy. But you get a better picture of who you are. And then you can analyze it yourself and say, why don't I do more? This is what I like. Why am I not doing that? Or this is what I don't like, and why have I got a lot of that? So you see, this is coming back into sovereignty. This is coming back into owning, I don't like the word owning, but of realizing your true self. Not the self that your third grade teacher taught you, not the self that your college professor told you, not the self that your doctor or your husband or wife told you, or your mother or your cousin or anybody else. We are now being called in this time right now, this 5-5 gateway, to open, to open and receive. So the question is, what am I showing up for today? And you can use that phrase every day. What am I showing up for today? Not, oh, I've got this to do and I've got to do. We all have chores. We all have things to do. But what am I, the true I self, showing up for? And what is my purpose? And how am I going to express that? And can I? Am I in a state of flux, or am I a state of agitation, or what do I need to prepare in order to face this day of me? It may sound selfish as I speak it, but what happens is when we honor ourselves and follow what our heart's desire is rather than our mind's calculation, we find that life becomes sweeter. It becomes, yes, it can be very entangled, but it becomes sweeter because we're adding more loving kindness for ourselves. So questions that arose was, what am I showing up for today? What if I choose renewal and celebration? Wow. What if you got up and said, today I want renewal and celebration? Now I know not many of us are going to think of that. But what happens if we do? So part of it, transformational presence, is to explore. When we were children, we weren't afraid of exploring things. We'd peek at things and we'd look at this, and everything was fascinating. We wanted to know more about it. What about knowing more about who we are? Our responsibilities to life. Not how much money I have in the bank or what the government is trying to do as crazy people who are lost in their own brainwaves. This is ridiculous. Then we can see this playing out, and we all know in our hearts it's ridiculous and it's dangerous. And so it's us who have begun a conscious awareness of how can we make our lives better, and in turn make life better for everyone else. We are a collective. We're not just me. It's like ... 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1. I refuse to be a 0 or a 1. Let's learn to laugh at ourselves. Let's learn to love ourselves. Let's learn to know that individually and collectively, we have an amazing gift of the power of presence. And what is that presence doing if it's not constantly transforming and moving into something else? Where would our universe be if it wasn't spiraling as we see it, and growing and changing, and galaxies beginning and ending? That's transformation. Mother Earth, look at the transformation that Mother Earth has been through for millions of years. And we still haven't figured it all out. We get little pieces of it. Look inside. Know that in your own heart, you have the power. The brain may deny that. The brain may say, oh no, I can't do that. Well, it's not the brain's job. The cook can't fix your car. And the auto mechanic can't build your house. Each part of us is designed specifically for something unique. And it's all, the heart is all about life. The heart comes online, we begin living. The heart stops, we stop living. It's really simple. What we do is we forget that the heart feeds everything in our body. It's a source. It's a source. Look into your hearts. See where there's disturbance. See if there can be amendments made. Family situations coming back together, or making clear cuts and saying, this is not going to work for either of us. I send you love. I hope you do well. Bless you. And we take our wounds and go our own ways. And we release those wounds. Because right now we're holding on to too many wounds, and the time has come to release them. I don't know who David Pond is, but there's a quote I read this morning. Feel it, bless it, release it. I'm going to put that in the chat here. It's just something that caught my attention, and when I thought about it, I realized that, you know, if we don't feel something, how do we respond to it? If we don't bless it, how are we giving it positive energy? And if we don't release it and it's negative, who's responsible? I am. So it's an interesting message for all of us, transformational presence, that we have that ability. And we're now, today, the 5th of May is Mexican, is it the Day of the Dead or something? I'm not familiar with a lot of these things, even though I should be. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? But here's the Maya, the Hindu goddess of creation, as these are my notes, may ask to face our fears, heal old trauma, and increase our energy to redistribute or redirect it, to allow us to help humanity embrace the importance of peace, light, and love in all life. So it's a day of remembering, and it's a day of creation. We honor those who have gone, and we honor that which needs to be born. It's a day of opportunity, along with a lunar eclipse and gateways opening up that we can move through and tap into and withdraw our future self into our bodies to assist us. The dimensional doorways are what is opened. and it opens us to higher levels of our beingness. Many different terms for it, but the reality is to start to accept that idea that we're not just a third dimensional being stuck here or stuck anywhere. Um, Part of the key to all of this is to learn how to think more clearly and more positively. And what have we got facing us is a world where everything we're watching or being tuned into that is sort of delivered by humans has got this negative or this angry or this judgmental twist to it. So it keeps us agitated. It keeps the human brain agitated in some way or another. Doesn't matter if you believe it or you don't believe it. By listening to it, by tuning into it and organizing your world life around it, you become as disturbed as the energy that you're being fed. This is what sovereignty is about. Is to go outside in nature, to more, to work with nature more, to realize that promises that governments are making are false promises. They're not going to happen unless it has to do with a financial benefit. It's all about the money. And that's the reality. This is where they're looking at it. They're looking at it from a financial governing of the world. It has been this way for thousands of years. It does not seek to come down out of its post as the top of the pyramid. So we look at this and realize that if we're evolving in that environment, then we need to deepen our relationship with ourselves. And the dimensional doorways are open to help us. That's really all it is. It's not a bolt of lightning is going to come down and make everything perfect. But what it does is it opens the gateways and the doors to levels and dimensions that are peaceful, that have different frequencies that allow us to tap into and, how do I say, remodel ourselves. We can change. I say that because in my lifetime, I've changed several times. One of them, I had to die to change. That's what gives me this ability to speak to you today. Had I not died, I could not be here. Dying was a gift for me. So when we look at all of this, what we need to do is reimagine what we're feeling and to start thinking clearly and positively, because that's the key to our hearts. That's what opens our hearts. Clear and positive thoughts keep the doors of our hearts, our heart open. And then we can journey within our heart, literally, figuratively, however you want to do it. Just imagine it and see what's there. We have a whole inner world that we've been told to forget, because out here is more important. And if we don't correct the damage in here, we are the ones who will do the suffering. So, as I speak today, it's really about clearing and cleaning and transforming our negative to our positive. And right now, today is one of those days that you have a greater ability with the cosmic ancestors to meet them, to speak with them, to ask for advice. And if we don't, all we're doing is keeping our ancestral traumas imprisoned within us. And many people now talk about traumas and fear and anger, and all of those things are because the gateways are open, and they're open more and more every day, and allowing more and more people to awaken to the question of, why do I do this? This is crazy. Why am I doing this? I have those moments of, what am I doing it? Why on earth would I do this? And yet I am. What is wrong here? There's nothing really wrong. It's just that we don't have an alternative to it. So find an alternative. If you're doing something you don't like, find an alternative to it. I think one of the hardest things that's hitting me right now is these young people living on the streets, and they're doing that fentanyl, and they're doing all of these hard drugs that are just, I mean, they're torturing themselves. Literally, how sad and damaged can they be within themselves that they turn to that as a way out? It breaks my heart. So I'm sure there are many things that break your heart. Starving children, water being polluted. What do? We need to come back into our hearts, and instead of just grieving, say, what can I do? How can I be a part of something that is going to shift the energy into a positive field rather than a negative field? Each of us have the ability to clear our memories. And before I go, it's 11 o'clock here. But if we think positively, it opens our heart and allows us to ascend. And when we ascend within ourselves, the radionic energies are there automatically to dissolve the crazy vibrations. We are able to clear and clean the memories, erase them, send them somewhere, anywhere, just move them out of our energy field. And there are some big ones, and we have to get proficient at getting rid of the little ones and finding some self-esteem and being able to move these traumas and these pains and these hurts. And some of them may not move at all. But those we can look at and ask ourselves, what is a positive outcome for being the bearer of this. So it's like a soldier who goes to war and loses an arm. It's horrible. Or a leg. It's horrible. Yet they will carry that with them for the rest of their life. They're not going to be able to dance around it and pretend it's not there. You make peace with it. You make peace with it, and you allow yourself to realize this, as horrible as it is not going to stop me from being who I truly am. So that's what we're doing. We're transmuting our ancestral genetics. We're transforming our ancestral behaviors. We're transforming Mother Earth's violence that she's endured. And each of us can do this with grace and ease. The paradigm shift indeed, Margaret. And it's not waiting for humans. It's going to shift. So it's better to be floating in the direction of the shift than struggling against it. May each of you, as you cross these journeys, these places of self-awareness on your inner journeys, smile, be at peace, and send love as much as you can. Even if you don't do it 100%, that's okay. There's no you're not going to be chastised for this. It's your journey. It's your journey. It's your life. And you affect everybody around you. And it's far better to affect them with a smile, an act of kindness, a thank you, than it is to grumble and groan and say, it's all about me. I love you. I thank you. I respect you. I am you. You are me. We are unity. One heart, one love, forever. I hope I didn't lecture too much. It's just all of this came through me this morning, and I was at ease bringing it through, not knowing what direction it was going to go in, what I was really going to deliver, but knowing that what I was delivering was from a higher, deeper part of myself that I'm just meeting and greeting and learning to live with and love openly. May you also find that path in your own lives. We'll see you next week. Bless you all. And happy bye-bye. If I can remember. Here it is in live video. Love you all. Bless you all.